Hey, good morning, folks. Good morning from the office. I am your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Thank you for being with us this morning. Here are all these social media. Let's start right out. Social media ways to follow us and email us and text us and so forth. That's all the ways to get in touch with the show. All right, now, where do you start this kind of show? Anyhow, it's Thursday. We'll have Carla's Corner here at 8:30. We got a lot going on. Tax tips with Beth Bennett, and then Ridgeline Counseling with Dr. David Markwell. So I always enjoy Thursdays here. And we have this great Valentine's Day basket here with over $250 value of prizes. Now, how do you win this basket? Dinner, movie tickets, massage, you name it, it's in here. But how do you get all the details? You go to Fetch Your News Facebook page. And when you find the Facebook page there, find the contest, follow the rules, enter to win. So they're closing this out real quick, so you don't want to miss out on that. That's, again, $250 value. Virginia is no longer number one. Virginia is no longer just for lovers, okay? Virginia is no longer just for lovers, all right? So let me tell you this, okay? So many of you know, you're going to say TMI, we don't want to hear your life story. I'm not going to tell you my damn life story, all right? So anyhow, we're growing up in New Jersey, whether you like hearing it or not, so we're headed off to grandmother's house, okay? So grandmother's house is West by God, Virginia, stop one. And stop two is, Elk Park, North Carolina, 582. Salud, all right, whatever. So we're headed down North Carolina. So we got to go to West by God, Virginia, and then we got to go to North Carolina. And as we're traveling, I used to like to count the states, on the interstate, and a little guy there, and I'll never forget getting to Virginia, and the big sign said Virginia is for lovers, and so forth, and then seeing the bumper stickers, Virginia is for lovers. Virginia is for corrupt, predator, sexist, racist, Democrats. I mean, you name it, they got it going on. So let's go to number 38, all right? Now, yesterday on this show, all right, stay with us. Yesterday on this show, so we're talking about Virginia. We're looking at the succession line, okay? The succession line in the state of Virginia for the next governor, and it's not going through the ballot box. So yesterday, you know me. So you need three of a kind, okay? You need three of a kind. What is three of a kind? 3 pieces of Democrat garbage. Now, well, you went with the wild card. Oh, who told you to play my wild card yet? Okay, all right, relax. Don't throw the wild card yet. I'm not taking you to play cards. Don't throw the wild card yet. So yesterday, we needed 3 of a kind, all right? All right, and in Virginia, that equals 3 Democrat corrupt politicians, no good. Let's see, we got a sexist, a racist, a murderer. I forgot about Democrat murderers with abortion. How can I forget that? So you have the Governor Ralph Northam there, and you have Lieutenant Governor Justin Lord Fairfax, okay? And that's 2. I need 3 of a kind. But yesterday on this show, your host went straight for playing his wild card. I went straight to the wild card. Now, the wild card is a Republican. Now you play the wild card. There you go. Thanks, Josh. I went straight to the wild card. I went right out there. Virginia House Speaker Kirk Cox. I played the wild card yesterday, right here on the show. So I get done with the show, and I call the Cub fan, and I say, hey, what's happening? He said, I think there's somebody else in line. And I'm like, well, I played the wild card. All right. He said, I think there's one other person in line in Virginia, just saying. I said, all right, we'll see. So what I needed yesterday that you did not know, and I went straight to the wild card, is I needed three of a kind. And who would that be? There you go. Attorney General Mark Henning. Is it Herring or Herring? That's what I needed. I needed that third, boom, piece of garbage Democrat. I went straight for the wild card. But today, we have it right in line. So we have a Democrat governor in Virginia that sent his picture in along with a friend. Not many people are talking about the friend he's with is wearing the KKK white hood. I don't know, maybe Robert Byrd went to the party with it. And then not many people are talking about, they sent this, the school said, hey, it's your page, you send your pictures, you write up your page, and we post it. Well, nobody is talking about this medical school that the oversight of what they published was okay to have one in blackface with his arm around the Grand Wizard of the KKK. So this is in a picture, right? So these guys, and it all sparks, now we know we're not going to go backwards, but we're not saying that it is backwards, but we're not going to go backwards on the abortion. This all sparks with the outrage of the Democrats thinking, okay? They did not realize what they unleashed. Now, you and I, during the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, all right, and you and I during Charlottesville, and you and I during so many things said, this will come back on Democrats. How and when, we're not sure, but it will come back on Democrats. Now, who would have thought that it was going to come back and unleash fury as strong as it did in Virginia like it has? Who would have? What sparked it is Democrats thinking, oh no, this Governor Ralph Northam that just said, hey, keep the baby comfortable and let the mom decide if we want to murder the baby or resuscitate the baby. Okay. Democrats immediately said, whoa, that's a problem. He's got to get out of here. Democrats got a big problem with the abortion issue. It's not another thing in itself, and the president will probably bring up abortion very strongly at today's National Prayer Breakfast. But they got to get rid of him. And next thing you know, they find this picture, and it's supposed to be that simple, okay? And then Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax, he's supposed to be next in line, and it's going to be perfect because he's black. He's the son he's the son of a slave. His surname is Fairfax that they took from their master, the slave master, the owner, 3 generations ago. His great grandfather. This is going to be a nice storybook right here. This is going to make for a storybook. Democrats are going to come out really good on this one. Guess what? There is a story that comes out that Vanessa, what's her name? I haven't pulled it up, but Tyson. Yeah, Vanessa Tyson says, hold on. It was not consensual. Yes, we went into the room, we were kissing. But I did not tell you to grab me by the neck and forcibly try to gag me. All right, let's try to keep it nice here, whatever, okay? So that being said, things are not working out for Lord Fairfax. So yesterday, this guy, the Attorney General of the state of Virginia, Mark Henning, comes out and said, hey, we went to a party as a rap group, and I had all kinds of black shoe polish on my face. And I'm probably not the guy. You're probably going to find these pictures and, there's no need here. So I played the wild card yesterday, and I went straight for the Republican Kirk Cox. Now, Virginia's story here can't get much better, but You just can't make this up. Now, before we get to Kirk Cox and the possibility that he could be the next governor, here's my prediction. I do not think. If you think that Democrats are not going through his grade school report card to see what teachers wrote, his yearbooks, they are looking everywhere they can to find where Kirk Cox has done something, just something, all right? Somebody come out and just make an accusation, something. They are begging for that right now. Watch and see. If you think the Democrats are going to go quietly on this and they are going to give, and they feel they're giving, okay? They're going to give the governor's mansion in Virginia, all right, to a Republican. No, 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 no. All right. Now, one other thing I want to bring up when it comes to Virginia, before we get very much deeper into this, and I'm hoping to get through everything today, but let's go to number 4. Let's not forget who Virginia. Let's just look a little deeper, and let's not forget who Virginia is. These are the previous governors. Previous governors. Now, Northam is the current governor that refuses to leave. But then we have Terry McAuliffe. Now, I told you on Monday, I think it was Monday, I think it's, what is this, Thursday? It may have been Monday. But I told you, if you think that in Virginia, the state of Virginia, all right? If you think in the state of Virginia that they hand off the governor's office to the best man to win, you are badly mistaken, okay? The corruption ties are all the way to Hillary Clinton in Virginia, absolutely. You know, don't forget Joe McCabe, Andy McCabe, Joe McCabe's wife ran for Senate in Virginia with an $800,000 donation from Hillary Clinton or something, I don't remember, right? But just look at Virginia. Don't think for 1 minute that Ralph Northam is not in a fraternity of pieces of garbage that they just hand off. Now, look, there's Terry McAuliffe. He was the governor. All right? We all know who Terry McAuliffe is. Terry McAuliffe is the guy that had to co-sign for the Clintons' home up in New York, right? But anyhow, Terry McAuliffe backed Hillary Clinton. Just saying. Now, Bob McDonald, remember, not going too deep, okay, that Bob McDonald ended up getting convicted. Somehow there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a Republican stuck in the middle. And look when it is. It's 2010, right? 2010, the big Republican sweep, and the Democrats made sure they corrected that. See, the Democrats have had too many gains. They're a purple state now, and they're basically close to blue, according to them. That Bob McDonald, take a minute. If you think Kirk Cox will be the next governor of Virginia, and survive it, you're badly mistaken. I just don't see it happening. I know the depth of the corruption of these people. It's not just black, it's who they are. It's not just a blackface on a couple of guys, and it's not just a guy that says, hey, you know, I'm going to sexually assault this woman. This is who they are through and through in Virginia, okay? Now, Bob McDonough, we know what happened to him. Look who is the governor before that. Tim Kaine, which is now a U.S. Senator of Virginia. And before that, Mark Warner, who is what? Now a senator in Virginia. They're all a group. Virginia Democrats are corrupt predators, okay? Sexist. I'm telling you, they're all no good. And you could see the line. And if you think Ralph Northam was out there on his own when he ran, remember Ed Gillespie, okay? Remember Ed Gillespie, all right, was a racist. Remember? That was their That was their campaign. Ed Gillespie, the Republican that ran against Northam, racist, marked a racist, right? You remember what's his name that ran? Allen, right? Marked a racist. The Democrat Party in Virginia has marked all of these Republican candidates as racist. When the truth is, Mark Warren, Tim Kaine, Terry they interviewed Mark Warren and Tim Kaine. And I'm just going to say, just when I hear both of them say, we're just totally shocked, I'm thinking, that's what shocks you? That is what shocks you? When you hear these politicians, Kaine and Mark Warner in the halls there, talking about Northam and Fairfax, and they say, we're shocked. Do you not step back? Does that not catch you like it catches me, and you stop and you just do a double take and say, okay, so now that's what's shocking to you. That's what's shocking. All right, folks, go back to the, hey, good job on that, Josh, number 38. So here's the succession line right here. And you've got Northam will not leave. He is the governor. He will not leave. All right. Here's an interesting thing. Lieutenant Governor Justin Lord Fairfax there, Democrat, he has hired the same group of attorneys that represented Brett Kavanaugh. He's a Democrat, folks. Oh, it's all coming back to them. It's all coming back to all of them. And the abortion thing is going to be the end all for them. Oh, trust me. So this guy, he sexually assaulted this woman that has released a very full graphic detail, all right, that in detail statement that we will not read here, and you've probably read online. And then you have the Attorney General Mark Herring. He is supposed to be next in line, but he thought it was cool with his friends to be rappers at a party. And I'm not going to do it right now, but go look at what's his name? What's the comedian? Tom Arnold. And Tom Arnold, he tells all the stupid parties he's gone to, but not one time did he bump into somebody wearing blackface anyhow. And here's Virginia Speaker Kurt Cox. Now, before we get to our first break, let's look at Kurt Cox for a minute. We did this story, all right? We did this story a year ago. And you can stick with that picture, okay? Now, in 2018, in fact, January 4th, 2018, I guess we could go back and try to hunt it. It would take a lot of work, but we did the story right here on this show. So on January 4th, 2018, this is a New York Times article over a year ago. Virginia officially pulls Republican name from bowl to pick winner of tied race. So in 2018, Virginia had a Democrat sweep through it, okay? And this is what really has them all worked up, is Democrats, okay, Republicans going into the election of 2018, Republicans held a 32-seat advantage. A 32-seat advantage Republicans held in Virginia. But at the leadership of McAuliffe and Henning and using Charlottesville to call every Republican a racist in the state of Virginia, and low-life candidates like this, okay, that got voted in, Virginia swept in, all right, had a 32-seat advantage, and Republicans had in Virginia. It came down to a seat. The official, an official of the Virginia State Election Board pulled the name David Yancey from a blue and white stoneware bowl on Thursday, breaking a tied race that pivotedly is pivotal to control the state House of Delegates. So this guy Kirk, I mean, I tell you what, it's been his lucky day. This guy, it's his lucky day. All right. So this guy is the outcome. It's tied. Remember, in the state of Virginia, the election is tied, and the election board, state election board, decides to put names in a hat, a bowl, pull it out, and that is the winner. So the outcome in favor of Yancey, which was a Republican, the Republican incumbent, means the House remains narrowly in party hands, 51-49. After a Democrat wave in November propelled by anger at President Trump going into the election. I don't know if it was anger at President Trump. Maybe it was these low-life Virginia. See, this is uncovering a lot. This is uncovering what really happened in 2018 in some of these states. The corruption, the low-life people at the top, how dirty Democrats are. Okay? So right here, this succession line alone is showing, getting to Kirk, that maybe in 2018, the voters of Virginia were manipulated into thinking they hate Donald Trump. Maybe the voters in Virginia were, maybe they were lied to about the Republican candidates being the racist from Charlottesville. Maybe a lot went on in Virginia with election fraud. We don't know. We know these lowlifes will do anything. But here it's Kirk Cox's lucky day. Again. Me again? So the outcome in favor made it 51-49. The November propelled by anger at President Trump going into the election. The Republicans had 32-seat advantage. The random drawing a species of political unicorn that attracted attention well beyond Virginia is conducted in the Patrick Henry building near the state capitol in Richmond. Okay. Now what ended up happening, all right, is this gave, if the Democrat would have been pulled out of the bowl that day, then it would have been a 50-50, 100 delegates. It would have been a 50-50 tie in the House. But because they pulled the Republican, Kirk is Speaker of the Delegates, the House of Delegates, he's Speaker by one vote. That came out of a fishbowl. Just saying. All down the line, it has come to a head. Virginia is a bigger deal, and it's exposing more than anyone else is looking at in full. Now, I'm going to get ready to go to my break, okay? And I'm going to make a comment that probably some of you are just not going to like. What if some of this could be racked up to simply divine judgment? You ever thought about it? In this godless country that we're living in, maybe divine judgment has come to roost right there in Virginia, right? So we'll talk more about that at later in the show. Okay, we will. We're going to go back. We're going to talk about Vanessa Tyson and her allegations, and his denial. Then we're going to talk about. Let me show you this. Let's see who we got here. Give me. Let's see. I think Josh just went to unlock the door for our next guest, Carla. So we're going to talk about that. Hey, Josh, do me a favor. Put up number 6. This is our winner of the day by lottery right now. Right there, Kirk Cox, but he's a Republican. Wait and see. Put up number 7. When we come back later, we're going to talk about, yes, Elizabeth Warren said Native American Indian, okay? So I tell you what, I think she is out. I think she is finished. And, yeah, I'm seeing all the jokes going around social media that she went to a college party dressed in paleface. So, yes, that's all funny. But I really think Elizabeth Warren is out. It's finished. And then you have number 17, you have Adam Schiff. House Democrats dig into Trump oversight, Adam Schiff, and there's a full list of what they plan to investigate. So you want to stay with me, stay with the show. We got a lot more of this right here going on. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to enjoy our 30 minutes with Carla. It's Carla's Corner, find out what's going on around town. And we've got a whole lot more today to unpack, so don't leave us, folks. Josh, take us to break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
We're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas, stuffed garlic knots, breadsticks, bone-out wings, pasta, and new Cinnabon mini rolls. We're the $5 lineup with the best sides for your pizza.
$5
Each. Choose 2 or more, $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
So, you know how before the Super Bowl, there's the Puppy Bowl?
Really? Go there. I love it. Go.
The pregame, like that's your
Yes,
pregame for
absolutely.
the Super Bowl, is the Puppy Bowl. Well, I've kind of come to realize that before this show, we kind of have our own pregame. And it might be better than the actual show. but we can't air that part of the show. Sort of like, at the Puppy Bowl, when accidents happen, sometimes those don't get aired either.
Wow.
I just
The
had
Puppy
to.
Bowl.
I love the Puppy Bowl.
Who out there does not like the Puppy Bowl? If you don't like no more. Come on, how can you not like the Puppy Bowl?
I love the Puppy Bowl.
I do too. We always click over there and watch the puppies jump around. I like it. Who is the hamsters on a wheel? And who's tweeting? Tweety is he tweet. Don't you see the bird that's tweeting out all the details?
Okay,
there?
so I
It's
watched
really a
the
lot of
Puppy
fun.
Bowl for all of about 5 minutes just to see the cute puppies and which puppies they have this year, and then
Really?
moving on.
No, I stay with the Puppy Bowl for a little while.
It's been an exciting week in general in this entire country, if you want to be honest, between Super Bowl, State of the Union, National Signing Day, in the Golden Globes or something this week, and what else is this week? Anyway,
Where did you go?
Happening.
Where did you come up with this? I mean, you segued right from Puppy Bowl into an exciting week.
There's a lot going on.
Oh, well.
It's
Okay.
a crazy week.
It's not a crazy week. It's a crazy week for weather. This time last week is 17 degrees. Today it's going to be like 80, 75, 80 degrees. What is it going to be like 78 degrees today? Which I like it, but what say you?
And the pollen count's high. My not favorite, meteorologist. By the way, it was National Think of Meteorologist Day or something this week. I didn't do that. I don't think them. Anyway, so tweeted out that the pollen count is already like super high. So no wonder everybody feels like crap. We just didn't realize
Well,
why.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people have been, I know out there, I walked in somewhere the other day and somebody was on the phone and said, all I know to do is take some Tylenol, start drinking some liquid, and let me see if I can get you in the doctor. And it's like, everywhere you go, there's somebody having that conversation. And I know it's been tough due to the weather. In fact, last week I had a tough week, and this week I feel today is the first. Last night, TMI, right? Too much information, but last night is the first full night's sleep I've had in a week, which I feel good. So it's been a tough week. Cough, hacking.
It's pollen, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going back to that message, but I'm going to appeal to your audience.
No, now we're appealing to the audience.
I'm going to appeal to your audience. According to the New York Times, it's global warming.
According to the New York Times.
Just throwing that out there.
It's global warming.
Because apparently 2017 was the warmest February ever. And then 2018 beat 2017. And now 2019 is going to be 2018. So this is because of the gases.
Okay, so any other directions you want to go? I mean, you have, we've glossed out, you said Super Bowl, State of the Union. The president gave State of the Union the other night. Big audience, laid out his agenda and his vision for the country. Then we have a lot more going on.
National Signing Day.
National Signing Day. That's the one. Yesterday was National Signing Day, and on just a quick note, Team FYN Sports, Luther Kinsey is gathering up all of the signings from North Georgia. He's gathering all those up, getting them on Team FYN Sports, and then on Monday, I know Dave Garner and Luther are going to do like almost an entire show on National Signing Day. So that's coming up here. We like to highlight those young athletes.
They're going to focus on just this.
Never
mind.
What?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
I didn't know what we were talking about first, so I had to make sure I knew what we were talking about. Anyway.
We here at Team F1 Sports focus on the local athletes. So we have that. All right, go ahead. What else do you have? Do you have anything of substance?
We kind of touched on Valentine's Day, which is next weekend if you're not paying attention to anybody, out there. Just saying. Just pointing that out. Go ahead and talk about your basket.
Well, this right here is over $200 in value. And I tell you what, hometown florist did a great job putting this together. And also in this is a gift certificate from Hometown Florist for $50. So you can buy your loved one, friend, whatever, family, a lot of roses or balloons with $50 here. Movie tickets from, what's the name of the theater over there?
Mountain Cinemas.
Mountain Cinemas, movie tickets, Tea Trees Boutique, Aromatherapy Massage, River Street Tavern dinner certificate in there. So over $200 in value, but you got to find the Facebook page, Fetch Your News, and go on there for the rules. And do you know the rules? I don't know the rules. I know the rules.
I thought you had to comment with your favorite love song or
Yeah,
something.
you got to do that, right? Favorite love song. And that's when you told me you had an anti-Valentine's playlist last week. Yeah, we learned all that about you, the anti-Valentine's playlist. What else is going on around town?
Last week we kind of went over some of the stuff that I had on our Valentine's Day post on our website, and you can still go look at that. We have love story about Fort Mountain State Park. We have specials with our cabins and restaurants and everything, but I have a few more that have happened since last week that I want to talk about. Walls of Books is having a Valentine's Day party on Saturday, February 9th from 10 to 11. Bring your kids in to make their own Valentine card, plus each child gets ages 3 to 10 get to pick out a Valentine themed book. That's exciting. I just wanted to mention that. And then I also wanted to mention Charlie's is having a Valentine's Day takeout special for those of you that are going to be enjoying Valentine's Day at home. It's 2 meals to take home and reheat, includes salad for 2, Italian bread, and a dessert to share. Your choices are baked manicotti, baked meat cannelloni, baked ravioli alfredo, and baked lasagna, and you can choose between the tiramisu or a cheesecake, and it's only $34.95. So that's something that you can just take it home and, oh look, honey, I cooked this lovely Italian dinner for Valentine's Day.
Get rid of all the boxes and everything.
Get rid of all the boxes.
Just have it all ready.
Yeah, just have it all ready. So those are some things that have happened since the last weekend. I did want to re-mention, yesterday was National Frozen Yogurt Day, so we went out and visited Abby's Frozen Yogurt, but they've got 2 Valentine's Day events coming up. Go to their Facebook page, and you can see those events. One's a daddy-daughter date, the other is a couples night, so just go to their Facebook page for those events. We also have some of our other restaurants menus on our blog, so if you're trying to find a great place to go on a nice dinner for Valentine's Day, go there. We have some great gift ideas, flowers, jewelry from North Georgia Diamond. There's lots of things, some vineyards, so check that out.
Now, are the vineyards all sold out?
I think the Italian dinner at Chateau Maitre is, but I mean, they're open.
Right, there's a lot of vineyards that have different activities, and we have that on the website. We'll show you in a minute.
Carter K Vineyards is doing the chocolate tulip cups with the port wine in the cups. Ooh. So they have that going on, and they'll have some live music and things like that. That there's no cap of how many people can come to that, so anybody can come to it. You can go to their Facebook page and get information, or I think it's on our Valentine's. It is on our Valentine's Day blog. So
okay.
So lots of love and happy things happening tonight at Ingelheim. There is a fundraiser for Georgia Mountains Hospice for our local king and queen, which is Robert Ferguson and Cindy West. They had a fundraiser last week, and they have one today at Ingelheim to help raise funds for Georgia Mountains Hospice for their Mardi Gras Gala. Please come out and support them. You can vote for them online, but we want Gilmer's king and queen to win. So we're really excited about that. And we'll talk more about Mardi Gras. We always do a whole Mardi Gras themed
Next week, while I have you next week, we'll be announcing that. We're going to have somebody here promoting that and explaining everything that goes on with that fundraiser. So next week we'll have somebody in here. Not during this time, but we are going to have on the show Good Morning from the Office. Next week we have somebody coming in to talk about that.
Good.
Yes.
And then I also want to mention it is the 25th anniversary of Gilmer Arts Best Series. They have been bringing, bringing LJ sensational talent for 25 years. So they're bringing in international award-winning artists, the Atlanta Pops Orchestra, and I will butcher this. I'm so sorry. Chloe Agnew, I think is how you pronounce that, on March 16th at 7:30. If you want tickets, I highly recommend you go ahead and buy them. This is probably going to be a sold-out show very soon. So I wanted to go ahead and mention it now because I really feel like this is not something I'm going to be able to talk about the week before. It's going to get sold out.
And I tell you what, the best series they do, you follow the entire series that they bring in a talent. They do an outstanding job, the best series, of bringing in talent throughout the year.
Yes.
To Gilmer County. They just do. They do a great job.
Paige and I were at the Capitol.
Yes, I was going to ask.
Tuesday.
I was going there. I saw you down there with all the
we
higher ups at the Capitol.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We were there for Tourism, Hospitality, and Arts Day, where the governor unveils the cover of the Georgia Travel Guide and is presented with a check for the tourism state tax revenue that's based off of tourism. So we go down there every year for that, and we had some other meetings, lunch and learn with the state tourism department. So that was a fun little. We do it every year. So this was probably my 5th year doing it. So it was pretty interesting.
I saw the pictures, and did you meet the governor? Did you get a chance to say hello?
I was sitting about 2 feet from him while he was doing his speech.
Really?
It cracked me up. Like, they had all these chairs, and everybody was, like, sitting in the back of the chairs. I'm like, why would you want to sit so far away from the podium?
Is this one taken?
Yeah,
I'll sit right
I
here.
was like, why would you want to sit so far away? But this was his first year doing the unveiling, and you could tell it was his first year. He was very in depth in his speech, and normally it's not as in depth, but I think it's important that he lay out what his goals were for tourism and for the state. So that was really good.
Did you happen to, while you were there, did you happen to go into the House chamber when session was going on?
We were on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
And were you recognized?
No.
You weren't recognized?
They closed out for committees.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. They didn't have like a full thing that day.
Because I will say this, Georgia's a big state, and a lot of people,
I don't think I said that correctly. Don't hold anybody against me. Closed out for committee. I don't think I said that the right way.
I understand where you went. But what I'm saying is, we're in North Georgia, but Georgia's a very big state.
Yeah.
Very diverse. If you go towards Columbus, there's a different topography there and geographically there. And if you head down towards the Florida line or out towards Savannah or out towards Athens. But that being said, it's when you get to the chamber, and a lot of times there's so many different Chamber of Commerce or different groups that are there that get recognized that you just, really...
We got to hear the morning, I don't know if it's morning, whatever, I can't remember what it's called. So we got to hear people getting up there talking about the Girl Scouts were there that day for something.
Exactly.
And it was something National State Pharmacist Day, so they had lots of student pharmacists there, and they had. I know one representative got up and she's doing something with juvenile justice, and so she got up and spoke about that, and so there was lots of.
But it's a time like that when you're on the floor in the chamber where you're like, this is a big state and a lot going on and a lot happening. So I'm glad you got to go down.
And for those of y'all that did not see the Kia West Point commercial
during
the Super Bowl, I tweeted it.
Yes,
I shared it on Facebook.
Yes, you did.
I have never been so proud to see a nationally recognized brand and manufacturer focus on small town Georgia. It was super awesome.
You liked it. That was. That one, a lot of conversation on social media about that one. A lot of people love that one, and that's down there at
West Point.
Yeah, West Point down there, and going down 85, the Kia, big Kia plant there, big investment in Georgia. And
very, very. I mean, next to Coke, I don't think I've ever seen a national brand recognize Georgia the way that they did.
Yeah, no, that was. What did you have any other commercial? Not to I know we're short on time, but just why you brought that up, because we didn't talk about it last week. I'm really like here on Super Bowl commercials for years, several years now.
I like the Stella commercial, but if you're not a fan of like Sex and the City and those and understood the characters that they had in the Stella Artois commercial, you're not going to find that funny. But because I found it funny. Charlie didn't find it funny. He didn't understand.
Well,
it,
I heard people saying that everybody now is so concerned that somebody, no matter what, is going to be offended for some reason whatsoever, and they don't touch the third rail of anything. But you know, I remember. I mean, it might sound silly, but you go back. I mean, you know, when is somebody going to write the next Budweiser Frogs? I mean, as silly as that sounds for the Super Bowl or something, I don't know. You know what I mean?
I will say this, and I'm not ashamed to say it because I'm a Georgia girl, and I love Coca-Cola. But you remember in school you had that one kid that spent all this money like trying to wear the nicest clothes and
one kid, yes.
Yeah, okay. Like trying more than too hard to be the cool kid. That was Pepsi this year in the Super Bowl. They spent so much money trying to be cool in this state. And here's Coke back there being cool and whatever they do.
So what did Pepsi do that was... What
their commercials were so over the one with Cardi B and what's his face from The Office and it was just everything they did this year was over the top, and it was like, you know, it didn't sell Pepsi. It didn't sell Pepsi in this state.
Oh, wow.
It just didn't. You spent too much money trying to do something that didn't accomplish whatever
your goal
was.
Taken from a Georgia girl that yells, "Go Dogs, go Coke." What else? You go Kia. You got to.
I know. I'm all about what's going on in Georgia.
Okay, all right. We got to get anything that we have forgotten this morning that we need to bring up for our viewers that is happening out there.
Nope. All of our Valentine's Day stuff is on our website. Josh will show all that goodies, things. You know.
You're supposed to say it like this.
Oh, sorry.
All the things we discussed this morning is on our website. If you go to GilmerChamber.com. I thought I could make it work.
There you
go.
Yeah,
so if you go to GilmerChamber.com right there on the website, and you see up there in the corner, calendar of events, big click here. So if you click on the calendar of events, you will see all of the categories and all of the things happening there. You can find everything we talk about on the show, all of the vineyards, and every holiday, every Valentine's Day event, deal, movie tickets, you name it, you can get it right there on the details there.
Really? You didn't put your phone on silent?
I didn't put my phone on silent. I forgot. So, really? Okay, so we talked about how are the kids? I always like to ask how the girls
Haley
are.
has her first soccer game today. So
first soccer game.
Yep, we'll be going to that. And Ivy has a cheer competition this weekend.
Cheer competition.
So I'm just a little maxed out on my time right now.
Hey, does cheer competition come with any attitude?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I just didn't want to laugh. So cheer competition this weekend, right?
Yes.
Wonder what that's like, putting them all together.
It's like Bring It On steroids.
Bring It on steroids. Hey, folks, we're going to take a break, and when we return, don't forget, Carla's Corner you can find on our YouTube channel. That is FYN TV, Fetch Your News. FYN TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel. Look at the playlist there, Carla's Corner, and you can watch it and share it with your friends. When we return, it's going to be time for Tax Tips with Beth Bennett. There's a lot going on. It is tax season. You have a lot of questions. We have some questions for Beth Bennett from H&R Block. She's going to be with us right on the other side of these commercials. Carla, you have a wonderful week.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
We're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas, stuffed garlic knots, breadsticks, bone-out wings, pasta, and new Cinnabon mini rolls. We're the $5 lineup with the best sides for your pizza.
$5 each.
Choose 2 or more, $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Hey folks, we're back and I'm glad to have Beth Bennett, H&R Block. It's time for Tax Tips, H&R Block with Beth Bennett. Glad to have you back, Beth. You know, yesterday afternoon I made a phone call and I said, I needed to get you in here. There's too much happening. We don't know if the IRS is processing refunds, what pace, what's going on. And I just said I wanted to get you in here and see if you can update us a little bit on what you're seeing going on out there with tax refunds, tax filing this year. How are you doing?
I'm great, Brian. Thank you. So yes, the IRS is open. They opened officially on their regular date that they do every year, January the 28th. They were open and processing returns even while the government was shut down. That was something new that Congress enacted this year. During the shutdown, they brought them back to work. So even if on the 15th the government shuts down again, could happen, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, nobody knows, IRS will continue to be open. They will continue to process tax returns and refunds for everyone. So come in, get your tax return done, get your refunds back now.
So let me just recap what you just told us here. So when the government went into a shutdown, the IRS was closed, okay, or not all the IRS, but the IRS, the part that processed refunds was shut down.
Correct. Only 12% of the IRS was working. The only part that was working was the people who sent out the nasty letters and collected taxes.
So, thank you.
You're welcome.
No, thank you so much, because exactly, it's funny how I'm with the IRS, those people stayed, they were essential to come shake down Americans, to send those letters out and say, you owe us money. But the people that process giving our money back, now,
they were not working.
They were not working. And you know, the funny thing is, and don't take this wrong, I don't want to use this time to confuse anybody out there. But a tax refund is giving our money back.
Correct. They hold your money all
Right,
year
exactly.
with no interest.
No, right. But you won't come to work to give me my money back, but you'll come to work to, pound on people they owe you money. All right, so that being said,
Kind of like the mafia, huh?
Okay. All right. Well, that being said, during the shutdown, the IRS, the part of the IRS that processed refunds and returns was closed. And what you're telling us is Congress enacted something that said even during the time of a government shutdown, the IRS has to staff up and be there to process returns and refunds. So they came back in.
Correct.
All right. Now, even if we go into another shutdown, and this is why I wanted you to come in today, because I wanted to hear from you, a professional, even if the government goes into another shutdown, this time those people won't leave. They will stay in place.
That is correct. Even if we go into another shutdown, Congress enacted legislation that the IRS will continue to operate at full staff and process tax returns and refunds.
Thank you so much, because that was something I wanted to convey. Now, how is that going? Are they on track this year, the IRS? Is it slow? What are you seeing this tax season that's any different or on track with last year?
So as far as the IRS processing the refunds, they seem to be doing it a little quicker this year. The law passed a couple of years ago called the PATH Act. And that was to help stop some of the fraud on a few of the very high dollar credits and deductions, like the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit. Those are really big dollar credits, which had a lot of fraud around them. And so those returns, people were filing very early and stealing other people's identity. So you might come in and file your 15-year-old child on your tax return. You claim them as your dependent, and that child was your return gets rejected and said that child's already filed a tax return. Well, they never filed. Someone has used that child's identity, filed a tax return with that kid, and claimed the earned income credit and child tax credit. So they've put a stop to that, and the PATH Act has been very successful in doing that. So there's a lot less fraud around that. They said come in, file early. That's a really big. It's huge to file early. That's the best thing for identity theft. Come in, file your taxes early. Even if you owe, file early. Just because you file your taxes on January 15th, you don't have to pay. Even if you owe $10,000, you don't have to pay till April 15th. You can file your tax return on January 15th. You don't have to send your check and pay the IRS what you owe them until April 15th. But what you're doing by filing early is stopping anyone from stealing your identity, and that's a big deal.
Okay, so those are some. So anyhow, getting past that one subject to move on. Anything you hear out there, folks, as far as the IRS is concerned, or they're not processing returns or whatever that may be, that is false information, and that's why I was glad to get an opportunity to get Beth in here, a professional, to tell us what exactly is going on with the IRS, because we hear a lot of false information out there, from government shutdown to so many different things concerning filing this year opposed to others. What are some of the things that people need to remember as they're filing this year, Beth? What are some of the highlights that you wanted to make this morning?
So remember, if you have the earned income tax credit and the child tax credit, just like I just said, those refunds are supposed to be held till February 15th to review them, make sure that they're accurate and they're matching up addresses and income. Although we've seen some of those refunds be released already. We haven't seen that in the last few years. And that was a tax law that was passed, so we were very surprised by that. But if you have those credits and you really need your refund, H&R Block does have a refund advance loan where you could get up to $3,000 with a 0% interest and 0 fees. So that's a pretty cool deal where you could get that money instantly. So that's a very cool thing. Make sure you have all of your documents. Don't come in and file. If you know you have one more W-2 or anything else for your tax return, if you're waiting on a retirement, it will slow down your refund, cause you to get a letter. It's not worth the hassle, because it's not going to get you money quicker to go ahead and file. without something, because they are matching up all of those documents. They pull your social security number, they match everything, and say, oh wait, well this company reported a W-2 and it's not on his return. So everything goes to a screeching halt. You get a letter instead of your refund.
And I don't know, is this not the last week, if memory serves me right? I don't know, I don't handle that part of this company or really ever any company I was involved with, but isn't this like the last week that employers can send out their W-2?
Last week was.
Was it last week? Was
January
it last week?
31st was
Okay.
the cutoff
All right.
for companies, employers to send out your W-2, your 1099.
I knew it was like first week of February or last week of January. I knew that was the area where.
Yep. The IRS will allow you, if you after February 15th, if you have not received your W-2 or your 1099 for your job, then you can file with a substitute W-2. But you have to wait till February 15th to allow time for them to mail it out or request it.
So you're supposed to have it out just because this is a question that comes up a lot.
Yep.
You're supposed to have it out by the end of January, and I do not want to misrepresent any laws, but basically the IRS says, okay, it's supposed to be out the end of January, so you really got till like February 15th, did you say?
At February
Yeah.
15th, the IRS will allow you to file a substitute
so
W-2.
between then and February 15th, you need to be seeing it in the mail.
Correct.
At February 15th, if you do not see it in the mail by then, by your former employer or your employer, you're able to do what you said is file a substitute W-2?
Right, where we would create it based on like the last paycheck stub that you had, or, I know I work 40 hours a week all year at, $15 an hour, so this is what I should have made. I'm married and claim 2 dependents, so we would help figure out what that.
Okay.
So we would create the best that we can based on the information you have.
But you're recommending wait to get all documents if possible before you
Right.
come in, because
So if
it
you-
could create a problem down the road with your return, and the next thing you do, you're filing an amended return and.
Right, those take 3 to 6 months to process and amend
Right.
it. So that really delays your refund. So you don't want to have to wait that additional time. It's better to give it an extra week or two and wait on that extra W-2 or that extra 1099. Some of it's a retirement, a pension, your health care, if you have the 1095A. A lot of people don't realize they have their health insurance through the marketplace because you went to a local insurance agent and you got your health care there. And they'll go to the marketplace and get it because that's still the best rate that they can get you.
What does that mean? You lost me there. What has that got to do with my taxes?
Well, because you still have to claim your health insurance on your tax return. That's still current for this
Okay.
year, right? You still have to say, yes, I had insurance,
Okay.
and file that. If you get it through the marketplace, you get a credit. They go on and you put in how much income you have, and then they find you insurance that best fits that. And the government supplements most people that get it through the marketplace.
So you still have to report that you had insurance.
And then you've got to tally up at the end of the year. So if you said, I make $10,000 and they found you an insurance that meets that need there, and then let's just say you made 15, maybe you worked a whole bunch of overtime. And then so when you come in, you file your taxes, well, you exceeded the supplement. So now you got to pay money back. It's ugly. But this is the last year for that.
Wow, that is.
Didn't realize that, huh? Most people
Yeah.
do not understand that. They don't see that. They just think that you're going on and you're getting cheaper insurance. But what's happening in the background that nobody sees is that the government is supplementing. They're sending a payment to that insurance for you.
Right.
Based on your income, they'll find you the cheapest insurance, but you can't afford to pay that much, so they're supplementing and paying. And it's different for everybody based on
So wait a
your
minute.
family size, your income.
Let me get this right. So at the end of the year, when you do your taxes, if you are on the Affordable Care Act and you find your insurance that way, the government you're paying $100. Let's put it like that. You're paying $100 based on you told somebody you make $15,000. Leave it there, right? Okay. So really, what's happening is you're not paying $100. It's actually still costing $400. The government's sending $3.
Correct.
Correct, right?
But they're doing it on an annual basis, so they send one lump sum once
Right,
you go
I'm
in and
just-
apply. But
yeah.
yes, that is exactly right. And most people do not understand that
You got to
till tax
understand when
time.
I do stuff like this, it's to not confuse me.
Yep.
So
yes.
don't go back. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me just.
Okay. Yes. So
But
yes,
realistically, if I'm sending $100 a month, the government sends one lump sum. They send the payments, supplement payments.
Yep.
But I know what you're saying. But if I find insurance and I think, well, it's $100 a month, then I turn around. I'm not really getting it for $100 a month. It's costing $400. The government's sending 300 times 12 to an insurance company. Then when I do my taxes, it says, oh, I didn't make 15, I made 21. The government says, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you would have said 21 here, it would only been $200. So we need $1,200 back from you.
jackpot.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Hell, you say. Excuse my bad
Yeah, see,
language.
so most people didn't understand that, and they were flabbergasted. Lots of people have had to pay back. I've seen people have to pay back $9,000. $9,000.
But
because
that's
they work for a living.
wow. Okay. That's why I brought you in.
Yes,
there you go.
It's terrible, right? So,
Yeah.
but the plus side is so that part.
But
will
this is the
still-
last year we have to put up
for
with
the penalty. You
for the
still
penalty.
have the health care unless something
You have the
changes
healthcare,
with that.
but the penalty on it-
the penalty goes away this year.
Okay.
Right? This year on your tax return, when you come in and file now, you had to have health insurance for 17. If you didn't, you're paying a penalty.
Right.
For 2019, when you come in and file in 20, if you didn't have health insurance, there'll be no tax penalty.
All right.
However, and I'm not really good with, exact
Go ahead,
words,
give me the however.
but this is going to give you something to look at, and we'll talk about this next month. So, with no tax with no tax tied to the health care, that means that Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, can no longer be forced upon you. So that means Congress cannot legislate that you must have health care. So something will have to happen with the Affordable Care Act this year. They're either going to have to put the penalty back on or rework all of the Affordable Care Act.
So no matter what they say, all right, and let me just end this with, I could stay all day on this.
I
So
know.
no matter what they say in Congress and tell us up there on those big TV channels, something has to happen this year with health care, period.
For going into 20.
Right, going into 20.
Going into 2020.
Right.
Once that penalty's gone, Congress can no longer legislate it. There's no tax tied to it. They cannot
Right.
legislate that you have to have the health care. And that came from, I heard that on Fox News and then read it. And that's been like a month ago that I read that. So
Something has to happen.
something's going to happen. I don't know what that'll be.
Right.
And
I
how
know.
they'll react. And I've heard nothing since that.
Beth, I appreciate it. Anything else? Because I don't want to leave off. You make notes. Is there something very important that we need to let the viewers know? Anything at all?
I know. I really like that we talked a lot about the healthcare because most people really just don't get that, and I'm glad that we went into deep depth. One thing I would like to share, it's kind of a little plug for us and for the Boys and Girls Club. H&R Block does a really cool thing. We do a nonprofit referral program where we've partnered with the Boys and Girls Club, and they have these cool little coupons printed out for $25 off. So if you're a new client, didn't use this last year, if you come in and get your taxes done with us, you get $25 off your tax preparation service, and H&R Block will give the Boys and Girls Club $20. So they're trying to get into a new building and trying to raise some money, and so we're trying to help them out there. And that goes to any H&R Block. It doesn't matter. If you get one of those coupons, you can go to any H&R Block anywhere and use that coupon, and it'll benefit our Boys and Girls Club here in Pickens, Gilmer, and Fannin County.
Beth,
We've all joined together.
we appreciate you coming in, and if you can get me to understand it, we can break it down in little terms here for where I can understand it, and that's what we like to do is bring you information out there. You can see tax tips. H&R Block with Beth Bennett. How many locations do you have?
8.
8 locations, and don't forget, there's the phone number in the top corner of the screen to contact Beth and her staff there at H&R Block, and they have hours of operation, but during tax season, they make sure they accommodate all of their customers. So if you can't get there when they're open, call them and see what you can't work out, because I'll tell you what, they will do what they can to get your taxes taken care of, get them filed for you, and get the maximum return that you have coming. And that's only, and I do recommend, I know there's so many things out there on the internet that I do recommend you call them and you actually have somebody work with you to prepare your taxes. And you can't find a better group than what Beth Bennett has assembled at her H&R Blocks. 8 locations, right?
8 locations.
8 locations. So call them today, and don't forget, Tax Tips with Beth Bennett. Go to FYN TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel, and under the playlist, Tax Tips with Beth Bennett, you could share this segment with so much information for your friends. Good, Beth?
Great. Thank you, Brian.
All right, let's go to break. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
And we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you would ever like to contact the show, there's all the information at the bottom of the screen. Email, phone number, all of the social media ways you can follow our show. Now, before we get into our next segment, or this segment following this one, excuse me, Dr. David Markwell from Ridgeline Counseling. We're talking about relationships today, going into Valentine's Day. That's going to be in about 15 minutes. But right now, let's do a run through on some topics. All right. Now, I want to read this. In 2016, numerous private emails from the Democrat Party, the DNC, were released to the public by WikiLeaks. These emails unveiled activities from wrongdoing by Democrat and Hillary's camp And so the mainstream media, MSM, mostly ignored them soon after the Democrats claimed they were hacked by the Russians. New evidence shows that these emails most likely were never hacked at all, let alone by Russians. Okay? In their recent book suggesting the Russians are to blame for Hillary Clinton's 2016 election loss, far-left writers Michael Isaacoff and David Korn, two individuals involved in the promoting and releasing the fake Trump Russian dossier, attempt to tie the release of the DNC emails to Russia in their book Russian Roulette. Isaacoff and Korn share the following about the film CrowdStrike the Democrats used to look into their data breach. And this is the quote here, one of CrowdStrike's first moves was to advise the DNC officials to do nothing. Don't shut down the system. Don't stop using it. The reason any dramatic action or change in routine could alert the hackers they have been spotted, and then the intruders might take steps to make it impossible to ferret them out of the system. Okay? Now, it goes on to talk about so many different things here, all right? It was 4 p.m. on Friday, June 10th, when some 100 staffers filed into the Democrat National Committee's main conference room for a mandatory all-hands meeting. What I'm about to tell you cannot leave this room, DNC Chief Operating Officer Lindsey Reynolds told the assembly crowd, according to two people there at the time. Everyone needed to turn in their laptops immediately. There would be no last-minute emails, no downloading documents, no exceptions. Reynolds insisted to total secrecy. Don't even talk to your dog about it, she was quoted as saying. Reynolds didn't return messages seeking comment. 2 days later, as a cybersecurity firm that was brought in to clean out the DNC's computers finished its work, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange told British Sunday television show that emails related to Clinton were pending publication. WikiLeaks has a very good year ahead, he said. On Tuesday, June 14th, the Democrats went public with the allegation that their computers had been compromised by Russian state-backed hackers, including Fancy Bear. The DNC was never hacked by the Russians, okay? Seth Rich is dead. Seth Rich is dead, okay? Period. Russians never hacked the DNC. Mueller and FBI never investigated the DNC servers. A witch hunt was created from this mess, and the U.S. has now incurred over 2 years and millions of dollars, discovered that it was a lie. We know it was a lie, okay? The DNC, just always remember these this hoax of Russia hacked the DNC servers. Always remember, they never do they discuss what we found on the servers. Never. And don't forget the Anwan brothers, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, Hillary Clinton, all right? Don't forget any of those people. Don't forget that Seth Rich is dead. The Democrat, the kid that worked there at the DNC, a Bernie Sanders supporter, was murdered July 2016. Makes a lot more sense. Where is the flash drive? It was an inside job. That's my opinion, just sticking to it. But that is going on. You're not going to hear a whole lot more on that. I'll leave that alone right now. Democrats, remember I told you And I don't mean for it to be bleak. So I'm hoping that a certain individual is listening. I really am. I'm hoping a certain individual is listening, because this goes all the way back. I am so excited about the State of the Union address. I am stoked about the State of the Union address. Trump set the blame on the Democrats if nothing gets done. Okay? Now, Democrats and the media are running around saying that he threatened them. Adam Schiff says, we will not be threatened. We will not be threatened, okay? He is the chair, Democrat chair, pencil neck geek, Democrat chair of the Intelligence Committee. Nancy Pelosi says, do not threaten us. We'll go through those in a minute. Trump did not threaten them the other night. He did not. He just let the American people, remember, 79% of the people watched the State of the Union. The American people said they liked the speech, they liked the address that was given to them by their President of the United States. What he did is he told the American people, and he set the stage, if nothing's getting done, you could blame the Democrats, okay? They're just going to use useless interrogation on a daily basis to investigate. Nothing's getting done. You can blame it on the Democrats. And he really put it over there. And this morning, let me say it like this. I don't have time to go into detail of what this means, but Trump basically put himself as the victim. Now, in America, Democrats, they put everybody as a victim. If you're a victim of something, now the president has actually turned the investigations into being a victim. And it's on the Democrats' hands if things happen in this country. And Trump told you it would be that way. So, I mean, let me go through quickly some pictures here, okay? Number 11. Now today the media, remember when you said to me out there, bleak? I told you that day that I sounded when one of the members of the All-Star panel said, you know, he'll believe it when he sees it. I said, you haven't seen nothing yet. That's the day I said, you haven't seen nothing yet. Okay? Now, the day after the State of the Union address, go to number 11, and you look here, and what's it say? Trump calls House Democrats widening probes, unlimited presidential harassment. Okay? Now, they're carrying the water. Okay? Number 12, we caught Minka trying to cover up her face there. But hearings on Trump's family separation policy today. 6 a.m. this morning, right out of the box. Okay? Now, go to number 15, CNN. And if you can see here, the timestamp is 2:03 a.m. Pacific time. I guess that's 5 a.m. for me, or 4 a.m. 4 a.m. this morning. What I'm getting at 4 a.m. this morning, right out of the box, do you remember in the first 2 years of the Trump administration, do you remember any of the investigations, any of the Republican investigations being set up in the morning as first run on any of the networks? Here's the schedule today. At 10:30, we're going to have James Comey going to testify. At 2 o'clock, do you remember, just setting it short here, at any time the media setting up their daily network events, okay? House Democrats dig into Trump's oversight. House Democrats oversight this week. Today at 10:30 a.m. you can tune in for family separations. At 2 p.m., presidential tax returns. Friday at 9:30 a.m., Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker testifies. This is what they're doing right out of the box. This is presidential harassment. Nothing about this is highlighting what's good for the country, what's good for you and I, anything positive in our world. Number 16, this Christine Roma, I guess her name is, number 16, I watch her every morning, 5:03 a.m. this morning. You see on the timestamp there. House Democrats dig into Trump oversight, launching major probe of President Trump's finances. We have to have those tax returns. They are so gleeful in the morning to get to start their day going after the President of the United States. Number 5:01 a.m., number 17. Adam Schiff, Democrat House Intelligence Committee. House Democrats dig into Trump oversight. Okay? Now here's the scope. Did you see any of this on CNN in the last 2 years when it came to any Republican investigation, any House investigation, any committee investigation? Did you see this at all? No. 5:01 a.m., number 18. House Intel Committee's new Russia investigation includes scope and scale of Russian intervention. Scope and scale of Russian intervention. Links or coordination between Russia and Trump associates. Whether foreigners, number 3, held leverage over Trump and allies. Whether Trump and allies are vulnerable. Whether we're vulnerable, okay? Whether anyone tried to obstruct relevant investigations. Whether anyone tried to obstruct relevant investigations. That's the top of it, okay? Now, here's what Pelosi says. Go to 21. Pelosi warns Trump about making threats against Congress. All right, right out of the box this morning. This is all they're talking about. Trump did not make threats against Congress. Trump let the American people that overwhelmingly approved of his speech know that if nothing's getting done out there, and you feel that things are not happening where it comes to stopping crime, opiate addiction, regardless of what it may be, you need to understand if the Democrats would take their time and use it wisely for oversight. You need to understand these committees are set up for oversight of our government. Not to just personally attack people and go after people. It is oversight, these committees. So, hey, if nothing gets done, it's Congress's fault. That's what Nancy said. Number 22. Schiff said, I can understand why the ideal of meaningful oversight terrifies the president. Why? How can you? Several of his close associates are going to jail. Others await trial and criminal investigations continue. We are going to do our job and won't be distracted or intimidated by threats of attacks. Threats or attacks. These people are a piece of work, okay? Number 23, everywhere the president goes, the media makes sure these people, these evil people, do these things. They're going to go after the president, and then the media is going to do their job. They are going to be in every room. The president of the United States is in a room yesterday talking with Secretary of State, talking about Syria. They're going to be in every room every day. There will be nothing discussed other than, okay, sir, today I know you want to talk about Syria and you want to talk about getting out and you want to talk about ISIS and what's important to the country. We'd like to just ask you real quick about Adam Schiff. It's going to be every single day. Wait till he goes to Vietnam in 2 weeks or 3 weeks to meet with Kim Jong-un and the press conference. Watch what happens on trying to embarrass our country, the President of the United States, on national stages. It's going to be intensified. Adam Schiff, a political hack. Okay, now, number 24, MSNBC. They got to get in on the act, right? They got to let their viewers know. MSNBC at 2:01 a.m. this morning, first thing out of the box. House Intelligence reopens Russian investigation, scope and scale of Kremlin operations, U.S. response. Links with Trump's campaign, transition, administration, or businesses. Okay, foreign attempts to compromise, leverage Trump and associates. Vulnerabilities of Trump and associates to being exploited, foreign or domestic attempts to obstruct investigations. Okay. Number 25, Jerry Nadler, the Judicial Committee, Jerry Nadler, Representative Nadler, threatens to subpoena Mark Whitaker to ensure he gives clean answers about Trump and Mueller. Okay. Number 26, House Democrats seek Trump's tax returns in 2 or 3 months. They'll have them, they say. Number 27, House Democrats to put Trump's child separation policy back under the microscope. Trump's child separation, it was Obama's. It is a government. So it's something that continues. Okay, number 31, Nadler at 1:03 a.m., just letting you know the time slot here. House Democrats dig into Trump and oversight. There's Nadler launching major probe of president's finances. And right out of the box, number 32, at 1 a.m., meaning at 4 a.m. this morning, the very first graphic this morning, Democrats called Trump's bluff. It's sickening. Don't put this up yet. I want you to have number 34 ready for me to close out. And last but not least, the president has sent out some tweets. I want to run through that. Okay, the president tweeted out. This was at 7:37 a.m. Let me double check to make sure we don't have any fresh tweets from the president. Yeah, 2 hours ago, the president tweeted out, President Donald J. Trump, capital letters, presidential harassment. It should never be allowed to happen again. 2 hours ago, the president, let's see, let me get all of these here this morning. Boom. So now Congressman Adam Schiff announces, after having found zero Russian collusion, that he's going to be looking at every aspect of my life, both financial and personal, even though there is no reason to be doing so. Never happened before. Unlimited presidential harassment. Okay, the Dems and their committees are going nuts. The Republicans never did this to President Obama. There would be no time left to run the government. I hear other committee heads will do the same thing, even stealing people who work at the White House. A continuous witch hunt. Democrats at the top are killing the great state of Virginia. If the 3 failed politicians were Republicans, far stronger action will be taken. Virginia will come back home, Republican 2020. I said that on Monday. And last, the president's harassment. It should never be allowed to happen again. And let me just say, folks, let's keep this perspective. The reason they're going to continue to go after the president and his personal finances is this can never happen again. They can never let Trump get elected again. They want to try to bring his polling numbers down so low that he'll lose the support he needs to go into 2020. Plus, if you're out there and you think you can do this, this is don't try it at home, okay? Don't try this at home. If you have not been pulled up through the political ranks, okay, you see, don't try this at home. No matter if you're Republican or Democrat, go to 38, okay? No matter if you're Democrat or Republican, you see the first through there. I'm not going to put Kirk into it right now, but 1, 2, 3, all right? Don't try this at home. We are the low-life, corrupt pieces of cesspool garbage that know how to govern, not you. Don't try this at home. Number 4, okay? It's people like Mark Warner, Tim Kaine. Give me number 4. Mark Warner, Tim Kaine, Terry McAuliffe, Ralph Northam. Don't try this at home. If you're President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and you're a billionaire and you think you can clean the cesspool known as Congress, you need not try, because we will not let it happen. You did not go through the ranks of corruption our way. We're corrupt our way, and that's what's acceptable, not you. We will control this country. Now go to that last number I wanted. Very last one. Tim Kaine. Allegations are shocking. Allegations of anything. I can't believe that this is what shocks them. These are the allegations that are shocking. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break, and it's time for Dr. David Markwell, and we're going to be discussing relationships. Let's take a break, Josh.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on-site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance, going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
Okay, folks, it's time for Dr. David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling. And you know what? February, Valentine's Day. So our subject today, our topic is relationships. Dr. Markwell, how are you today?
Doing well, Brian. Doing well. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, and I will say we're getting into February here. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, are going to be a lot of flowers purchased, maybe candy, out to dinner. It is Valentine's Day coming up on us, and let's talk about relationships. Is it a little different through Valentine's Day to maybe work on relationships? I mean, I'm stuttering a little here on there. I want to be careful what direction I go in. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody out there. But let's talk about relationships and when we know there is a struggle and how to move forward and help each other through the struggles in a relationship.
Sure. No, I think the point you were making about, Valentine's, to me, it's similar to, New Year's Day when people, as we talked before about making resolutions. The truth of it is sometimes people will use a sentimental day like Valentine's Day as a marker for either the beginning of a relationship or, the need to focus on the relationship. But as we said about, resolutions, we can start any particular day. And the same would be true for relationships. From a therapy standpoint, I'll share with you the research shows that there are various forms of counseling. There's individual counseling, there's family counseling, and marital counseling, as well as group counseling. And they have done some research among therapists as well as clients about the level of difficulty or challenge in that particular therapeutic relationship. And what's usually seen in the research is that individual counseling, where it's just that one individual client and the therapist, is probably the least challenging therapeutic relationship. The most challenging is not family counseling, it actually is marital counseling. So it can there's a dynamic in a relationship, especially a marriage relationship, that can bring a lot of strength, but as you and I know, and it can also bring a lot of challenge and difficulties.
Well, so many, so many couples have much different things going on in their marriage. So there's probably not just one thing, but what are some of the things that you would say are signs that, you know what, maybe we should go to counseling together? We're not communicating, or what are some of the things that come up that before your marriage gets into what I say troubled waters, that you say, hey, these are some signs to watch, and it may be best then to start, talking through it in counseling? What say you?
Well, I would say that you've got what we would call the more obvious, and then the ones that are not as obvious, but can just be as sinister in the relationship. The more obvious might be if there is some type of maybe relationship that's taking place by one of the spouses outside of the relationship, an extramarital affair. That definitely can bring about the need of, hey, we need to bring in a third neutral party, to discuss what's going on in the relationship, or other types of, maybe some type of active, alcohol or something else that's creating some type of alcoholism issue. But a lot of times what most couples aren't aware of is kind of this drifting that goes on. And the thought is, well, we're together. No, we're not putting as much energy into our time together and that attention that we used to give each other. But, we've got a family, we've got kids. And sometimes that's a very insidious type of thing that can get into a relationship and actually create a great divide that some people aren't aware of. And in those situations, this is where the challenge comes in counseling, is if a mom and or dad see some behaviors in their child, maybe some things, behaviors at home or behaviors at school, most of the time the parents will call up a therapist and say, hey, we need to bring little Johnny in, little Susie in, and talk about, what's going on at home or school. But in marriage counseling, because you're talking about that challenging part of the relationship, it may be one partner that's sensing this drifting or sensing the issue, and sometimes they won't bring it up, and that actually continues to create more of that divide. Or it can also, if it is brought up about, hey, we need to go to counseling, the other person may not feel that divide or definitely feel some hesitancy about going to counseling.
Well, I was going to ask you that if you feel there's a point where one of the partners there in the marriage, feel there's something that they would like to discuss in counseling, how do you approach your partner, your husband, your wife, or whatever? How do you approach that? What is the best way to go about that? Because sometimes, there may be a feeling that if you approach somebody, immediately defense goes up, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong here. But how would you approach that?
And that's a good point, because I will tell you a lot of times from a counseling standpoint, I've been in counseling room with a couple, and one or the other, usually, not always, but usually it's the husband, has a fear that by coming to counseling, the focus is going to be on the husband. He's going to be perceived as, the issue, and it's all going to be about, fix the husband, fix the husband, fix the husband. And that's why very often it's important when you're talking to a therapist that both parties feel like there's neutrality in the approach. What I usually encourage a person, a spouse who is wanting to maybe approach the conversation of counseling, is approach it as much as you can with words, terms, phrases that have to do with not necessarily you are creating this, but more along the lines of we and us and ours, things that are more like this is a joint effort of us going into this meeting with this stranger, this therapist, to discuss our issues. Sometimes if you can stay in that area of it's not just an issue with you or an issue with me, it's actually something that's impacting us. The us can sometimes bring about at least a little less defensiveness, I guess you could say.
Let me ask you this, okay? Because I was thinking this out. Okay, one, in a relationship, you go through different stages of the relationship. Newlywed, children, high school kids. There's different stages of the relationship, and you may not need ongoing counseling. I'm trying to be careful with my words here as a need for counseling, but it may be a good thing to have different stages of your life, to have some counseling as you go to the next stage. I use one called empty nest. I mean, if you have children, you have 3 or 4 children, you go through high school, and every night you're at the baseball game, and every night you're here, and the next thing you know, you're driving them off to college, and you come home and you get up the next day and nobody's there.
Right.
So is it good for a relationship to take these different stages in time and maybe go through some counseling, not particularly that something's really wrong with the relationship, but just to talk about these times in your life that you're going through?
No, that's a good point. And I'll mention there is a researcher that's out. You can read a lot of his books. His name is John Gottman. And I always tell clients that are from marriage, it's not John Gotti. That's a different guy. It's John Gottman. And John Gottman writes a lot about relationships. And what he says is that there are 2 particular pockets of time, or as you were talking about, spaces of time in the marital life where the couple needs to be really aware of focusing in on the relationship, and as you're saying, maybe even be aware of the importance of bringing in like a therapist or a counselor. The first pocket of time is, as you were talking about newlyweds, the first 7 years of the married life. He says that those years are, the adjustment, the honeymoon stage wears off. There's all these types of things that are going on in the transition. So the first 7 years definitely are very pivotal years with threats that can come to the establishment of the relationship. And then the other period of time, which is interesting from what you talked about, is years 16 to 20 of the marriage. And he says that it has to do with, as you were just talking about, the kids are now launching into life. They're, in most cases moving on, going into work, college, establishing their own identities and so forth. And if the couple has not, in the years prior to that, focused in on each other and their relationship, at that point, when the children are gone, they turn and look at each other and they're kind of like, they don't know each other. And at that point, he says the years 16 to 20 of the marital life are also very pivotal. So those would be good time periods, even if things are appearing to be okay, to be aware of. But again, just like with Valentine's or New Year's, there's really no particular time you can start any kind of focus. I encourage my clients sometimes after they've gone through an issue is, let's don't wait until the next issue comes along. Why not come back in, 2 months just for a checkup? And if everything's going great, that's fantastic. If not, we'll tweak a little bit, and then we'll come back in a couple months after that. So definitely I think there's some pivotal times, though, that you could be aware of.
Doubling back before we close, we are talking, because it's February, about Valentine's Day, and that may be being a marker, but I want to stay focused here. If in your relationship there's some difficulty within your relationship right now, and I hate to say problems, obviously there's nothing wrong with going over and buying some flowers and getting some candy and making some reservations for dinner and going to dinner and just at least coming together as a couple in the relationship. But really the next day you feel good emotionally, but you didn't solve the problem that is within the relationship. Am I right?
Correct. A lot of times, as you said earlier, chocolates, candies, cards, flowers. For some people, that definitely, they've given cards and candy and flowers throughout the whole year. And so the person is used to having a healthy kind of relationship. But for some, they use that kind of as a marker that, okay, we're okay today, but as you said, the next day, life gets back, and those issues that were present prior to Valentine's Day are still there. And those are times in which it might be good to, bring in a neutral party. For some people, it's a professional counselor. I know others will seek, advice from ministers and others as well. But just to bring in a neutral party and talk about what's going on and try to seek some resolution, because most marital couples, when they come to a professional counselor, the research shows that they're probably already on those last points of that relationship. In other words, it's kind of it's tipped, and so you have to work really, really hard. So it's usually good way before that, at the first sign of things, to begin to talk about it.
Dr. Markwell, anything concerning relationships this morning that we did not discuss that you were hoping to share with your audience, or anything there?
Well, just the fact that, relationships are something that's a work in progress, and that you need to continue to look at it like it's, something that's everyday kind of occurrence. And it's kind of this relating with two people. It's also challenging, but to realize that the challenges sometimes can bring us closer, just as much as it can drive people apart. We can actually draw closer and use that as something that can strengthen our relationship.
Dr. Markwell, we thank you very much for being on today. We have been joined by Dr. David Markwell from Ridgeline Counseling, and Dr. David Markwell, right there on the screen, Ridgeline Counseling, and there is his phone number. And we've been talking about relationships today. And if you ever want to share these segments with family and friends, you can go to our YouTube channel, FYN TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel, click on the playlist, and click on Dr. David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling segment there, and they're all archived there. You can share with family and friends at any time. And next week we'll have a new topic for Dr. David Markwell.